Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 12th Annual South Bronx United Benefit. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Hanan Thabit, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Board of Directors. And this also happens to be the 11th benefit that I've attended personally. I look forward to this night every year, not only because it gives us an opportunity to pause and celebrate an organization that I'm so passionate about, but it also brings together some of my most favorite people. I want to thank all of you for coming together, for being here tonight, and for making SBU a philanthropic priority in your lives. Since we met last year, a dream of ours has become a reality, and we had the opportunity to move into a new home of our own at 820 River Avenue. Yes, this is a big moment for us, and we should be celebrating this. And it is just steps away from McCombs Dam Park, which is the focal point of much of what we do. We now have a state-of-the-art classroom facility where we are able to host student learning programs, in addition to an incredible mini soccer pitch. I encourage all of you, if you have the opportunity, to visit our new office space and to see our program in action and how your dollars are being spent. On that note, as of this evening, we've raised over $160,000. Yes. And our goal for this evening is to raise $250,000. And I know that together we will meet that goal and probably exceed it. We have a very exciting program for this evening. And before I hand things over to our MC, I'd first like to acknowledge all of our incredible sponsors who have helped make this event possible. Thank you to Relish Caterers, who have provided all the past food that we are enjoying this evening, as well as the bar. NYC Regional Center, Davidson Kempner Capital Management, 2C's Capital, Insperity, 2 Sigma, Barclays, Bank of India, Citadel, Nico Asset Management, the Third Rail, Vantage Medical Group, Biscoff and Biscoff, NYC Footy, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and Upper 90. We also have some additional food and spirit sponsors: Heineken USA, Brooklyn Brewery, Inotria Wine, Greenbrier Whiskey, Casa Noble Tequila, Levan, and Sully and Vanilla. Thank you, everybody. Finally, I also want to give a big shout out and thank you to the Benefit Host Committee for all of their hard work in planning this event, and without you, this wouldn't have been possible. We also have a few special guests here this evening that I just want to take a moment to acknowledge. Mandy Freeman and Sabrina Flores from Gotham FC. If you're here right now in this space, could you just wave so we could see you, and thank you for coming out to support our work? We can't. Okay. Okay, I am going to go ahead and introduce our host for this evening, who also happens to be one of my dearest and closest friends. Narmeen Choudhury is an Emmy Award-winning journalist and a proud born and raised New Yorker who comes from a Muslim Bangladeshi family. Narmeen's focus as a journalist has been to give a voice to the underserved and underrepresented, and her stories have focused both on New Yorkers and international issues, which have included coverage on the COVID lockdown, the George Floyd protests, and internationally, the Rohingya refugee crisis. Please join me in welcoming Narmeen to the stage.
Our friendship was riding on that intro. Good job. No, just kidding. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to be here and to be with all of you on such a wonderful occasion. So I hope before we stopped everyone from bidding and spending money, it's a brief pause, right? Brief pause. Many of you should have your pockets close to empty at this point, right? All right, we're going to check up on that in a little bit. Again, it's so wonderful to have everybody here together tonight. My dear friend Hanan, thank you so much for the introduction, but even more importantly, for introducing me to this amazing organization. Truth be told, I only learned about South Bronx United about 1.5 years ago, and through the eyes of Hanan, a so very passionate member of the board. And to say that I was impressed with what SBU had accomplished in 12 years is an understatement. Today, South Bronx United is reaching 1,400 young people a year. That is incredible. and for its 2022 seniors in the SBU Academy and College Access programs, a high school graduation and college matriculation rate of 100%. That deserves a round of applause. Using soccer as a way to, yes, establish character, build leadership skills is absolutely one thing. But to take it all in and give and provide that academic support is admirable. To push and carry those ambitions through the high school years, through the college years, right on through professional lives, and circling right back into the communities where it all started. That's true dedication by all involved with SBU. And we'll touch more on the highlights a bit later, but I'd like to take this moment to welcome my co-host. I would not be standing here by myself for this very large undertaking. Let's welcome Javi Lopez. A little bit about him. Come on up, let's have him. Yeah. Which side do you prefer? Right, left? No, you're good. Both sides.
Can you guys hear me? Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's about my bad.
Let's tell people a little bit about you first, right? I call this a little training ground for this aspirational journalist, right? 19 years old, believe it or not, looking sharp.
Good.
A high school senior at LaSalle Academy, a youth council member, captain of the boys under 19 team. This fall, he became the only high school student to play with the South Bronx United men's team. Congratulations. In 2020, Javi launched South Bronx Talks, an interview show on the South Bronx United YouTube channel. And I hear you've had a lot of notable guests. Impressive. All right, putting me to shame. Yeah. He's got his own podcast, and as if he's not busy enough, you did hear me mention that he's a high school senior, right? College applications, he's very busy with that as well. Welcome, Javi.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the annual benefit. I want to start off by saying thank you so much for everybody taking their time to come tonight and support us, SBU. I also want to give a huge thank you to Andrew for giving me opportunity to be on stage. So clap it up for him. Want to also give a huge shout out to my parents for always giving me confidence to be here. I don't know where they at, but my guys, you guys already know who they are. Francisco, Jefferson, Elias, everybody over here. Thank you guys for giving me confidence to be here. And my coaches and SBU staff, every day, walking in tutoring and in the field, they gave me confidence not to only be the best soccer player I could be, but the best person. So thank you so much, and let's clap it up for them, please.
So you're going to hear a lot about SBU, obviously, through the evening, but we thought a fun way to get to know a little bit more about the organization is, I don't know, maybe a Q&A with one of the students involved. Where could we possibly find one? Oh, look, he volunteered in advance. This was all pre-planned, guys. This is all pre-planned. So we thought this would be a fun way to get to know more about SBU, because I think your experience was really cool, Javi. First of all, I just want to start with how you got introduced, because it involves two very important people sitting right in front of us. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, well, my dad is going to laugh a little bit about this story. I came from Venezuela I came to the United States from Venezuela in 2014, sorry. 2014, and around 2015, my parents, my dad saw a flyer from SBU, and, I was a little bad boy back then, and they asked me, hey, you want to join an academy team? I was like, I think I prefer playing the field here with my friends. I don't want to really go do another change. Too much change, all right? And I still playing on the field, and then my dad and my mom went to the office, to the old SBU office. I'm not even going to tell you about that. And they signed me up without telling me, and then next thing you know, I'm doing the meeting with Bridget, tutoring, practice, and then 6-7 years later, I'm right here. So it worked out perfectly. Thank God.
There's a lot that happened in between that. We want to talk a little bit about that, right? I mean, so you got involved in so many things. There's so many, sometimes different academic programs, athletic academic programs. What's unique about this program, you think, in your vision, and how it's helped bring you to where you are today?
SBU is like more than just a program, all right? It's relationships, staff coaches waking up every day with one mission is only to help the student athletes. And that is why I wake up every day and be proud to be part of SBU, because I see the efforts, everything they do every day, and it just gives me the encourage to do the same, to bring back the same energy that they bring to me. The staff members, they work restlessly. The coaches, they work restlessly, and they do it to win games, but also to prepare us for real life, like after high school, after college, and yeah, and that's why this program is very unique.
You do so much. You have this podcast, which I find myself, wondering, just when I was in high school, it was hard to juggle even just a couple of extracurricular activities, but you have a number of them. And we talk about balance as grown-ups, as adults in our professional lives, but you're balancing a lot at your age. Tell me how SBU kind of helps you do that.
Well, thankfully, my practices start from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., so I have a lot of room from 2:18 until 7:30 to be at my house working on my podcast and doing other things apart from that. Tutoring Monday and Wednesdays, there's just like something I have to do. I have to do that. I have to, and right now, I have the love to go to tutoring. The first 2 years, not really. I'm sorry, not really.
They grew on you.
Yeah. But now, like, I love tutoring. I love going to tutoring, and practice they help me balance everything. Like, they keep me prepared, and then my thing is, like, I really focus on right now. They're not focused on the future, so every hour, every minute, like, it's something, so I have to enjoy it.
I want to ask you, as a closing note on our little Q&A portion of this evening, when you talk to future SBUers, right, you didn't want to join. Your parents pushed you. Yay for the parents. What would you say to anyone who has any bit of reluctance to come join SBU?
Just being an open-minded person is great, trust me. It's really good to be part of SBU. Just be open-minded, and be open-minded through everything in life. Opportunities gonna come. Talk to people, they will help you. Everybody, like, you could go to someone at 10 a.m. in the morning asking for help, and they will try their best to help you. So don't be shy to ask for help. And yeah, like, somebody who doesn't want to join SBU is like, what you doing?
I like that. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, thank you so much, Javi, for sharing your story with us. I think it's incredibly insightful to be in a room like this for some people who have been familiar with SBU from the very start, and some people who are in the room very new to SBU, such as myself. So I thank you for sharing that experience. I think it gives people a lot of insight into what is being done here. You heard Hanan mention that last year, $220,000 was raised. We hope to surpass that tonight with your help. And there's so much that goes into this particular fundraising effort tonight, but also throughout the year. And all of it comes together because of one particular person, a person that I don't think really needs an introduction in the room, but we're going to give one?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Let's do it.
He's the big boss. That's what I call him. Please, everyone, with a huge round of applause, let's welcome Andrew So.
What's that make you, Javi? The next, he's going for my job. A few more years. Thank you so much. Thank you, Narmeen, for coming out so much. Thank you, Javi. Might be going for Narmeen's job, too. Can I switch to this one? This work? This is quieter. All right, we're sticking with the loud one. Look, this is a crazy year for soccer fans, right? The World Cup's in November. That's not the reason. It's not just that it's being held in a desert the size of Connecticut. It's not even just that the World Cup is a result of some not so subtle bribery to get it in the country where it's at. Look, while over the past year in the United States, we've been debating how to get equal pay between men's and women's national teams. But in Qatar, women don't even have the right to make some basic life decisions without a male guardian approving it. This is the second World Cup, second in a row, being held in a country where it is effectively illegal to be gay. And this is the first World Cup that costs at least 6,500 human lives. The World Cup is the world's biggest sporting event. The World Cup owes us much more because it captivates young minds across the world. Like, I love soccer. I love soccer since I was growing up. Now, though, what I love most about soccer is the positive difference that it can make. And this is something that's missing this year. When we started South Bronx United in 2009, it wasn't for the game. It wasn't just for the game. And I know Pavi and Ronnie, they want to go pro, maybe. We have many kids looking at it, but that's not why we started South Bronx United. It was to provide meaningful change in an amazing and vibrant community, but one that's long been hit by poverty, one the nation's highest poverty rates, one with the lowest health outcomes in the country, one with some of the lowest educational outcomes, the lowest math and English scores in New York State, and one where the pull of gangs and street crime is both a stereotype but also a reality daily for a lot of kids. And South Bronx United in this community continues to show that that soccer can be used to make a positive difference. To illustrate that, I want to share a couple of quotes from two of our graduates from this past year. The first one. I joined SBU in my freshman year, looking for a soccer team to play. It turns out SBU not only supported me in soccer, but also in school and my personal life. SBU offered me counseling sessions that helped me through emotionally challenging times. Whenever I needed advice or someone to talk to, SBU was always there for me. These sessions gave me skills to cope with struggles that I was going through. Because of SBU's help, I was able to stay focused and motivated. They gave me a sense of community. They gave me a second family. SBU is my peace. Whenever I come to practice and tutoring, all my problems I'm going through vanish. SBU gave me many opportunities to discover different new things, knowledge and skills to decide what I want to do in life. And now I want to keep serving my community by becoming a nurse in one of New York City's hospitals. So that's how we use soccer for social change. That was from Stephanie, who's now at the College of Mount St. Vincent. Here's one more. I remember my first day of tutoring. I walked in, sat down in a corner, and started doing my homework. I needed some help, but I was too scared to ask. The first tutor that approached me noticed that I was new, so he decided to introduce himself to me and gave me a warm welcome. 7 years later, this club has helped me become a leader on the pitch and in my community. I've seen how this club helped kids get out of the streets, provide food, provide a family, provide legal assistance, and make dreams happen. Now, I want to be able to change my community and change the stereotypes people have about kids from the Bronx. That's how we use soccer for social change. That was from Giovanni, now at the College of the Holy Cross. What have we done at South Bronx United in the past year? So, as Narmeen already mentioned, we've served more than 1,400 young people, starting as young as age 4, all the way up through young adults, giving them a chance to play sports, soccer, exercise, fitness, and recreation. Once again, 100% of our seniors in our college access and SBU Academy programs graduate high school, and every single one of them are currently enrolled in college at a range of schools, including for the first year, a student at Columbia University and a student at Brown University. We're expanding that college prep support to more students, so any student athletes that want to get that support can come after school in the afternoons to get it in 11th and 12th grade, and get that college prep support that they might not be able to get at their school. And many people might have been paying attention and heard the data from the pandemic, hearing over the past 2 years how far students have fallen across the country, but especially that widening gap between students of color and those from low-income families and other children. So at South Bronx United, we've invested more in assessments and interventions, bringing more staff into our academic programs so we can provide those supports to improve their curriculum, to strengthen their academics, and extend the learning day so we can start to close that gap for the students in our program. This is a new era for South Bronx United. As Sanan already said, our clubhouse is now open. Finally, I feel for some people might know, I've been talking about it for a while. But this is the first time we truly have our own space. It's a safe space for kids to come. Safe space for kids to come after school, On the weekends, getting more kids on the field and in the classroom. More family nights, more immigration info sessions, boys and girls discussion groups, team bonding, academic tutoring sessions. Yes, some staff parties and volunteer events. A chance for alumni like Giovanni and Stephanie to come back and to give back. It's a new safe space to engage kids, to expand in our programs and outcomes, and to make a difference in more lives. That program and that space requires a lot of resources, and I'm sure a lot of you know real estate doesn't come cheap even in the Bronx. So I hope tonight you support to show the positive difference that soccer can make. Support the joy of sport, support mentoring, college and career access, immigration relief services. You're all here tonight, so you're already making a difference. Thank you so much for being here. So many of you already donated. I hope you continue to support, donate tonight to help us reach our goal. Volunteer, encourage others to volunteer, and become a champion for our programs. Champion, it might sound hard, it's easy. At your World Cup party next week or next week's, stop everyone and tell them, oh, let me tell you about Soccer for Social Change. Let me tell you about South Bronx United and the work that we're doing. Tell your colleagues, tell your family, tell them about the work we do. Make introductions to myself, to board members, to staff. Become a champion for the youth and families of the South Bronx. Become a champion for South Bronx United, and become a champion for Soccer for Social Change. We have tonight one of our very own champions. So someone we're very proud to recognize as our alumni honoree. You're going to get a little chance to know him right now. So I think if we take a look at the screens, we'll see.
So when I moved, it was really hard for me to adjust to the change and try to feel comfortable here. It was always hard for me to try to communicate because I was ashamed of people listening to me because sometimes they couldn't understand me, and that made me feel down sometimes, and I even went through depression, and I just didn't want to face the war at that time. So HBU has been for me like a voice, so people can hear me, can hear my story, and so others that are going through the same experiences can overcome any challenge that they can face. My name is Ronnie Delgado, and I was born and raised in a beautiful country that I call home, which is Ecuador. I remember that every day I used to go out to the street and play by myself sometimes, most of the times, and whenever I had my friends, we used to play. If there was no soccer ball, we used to play with water bottles, with cups, and we used to just kick them around and try to enjoy the game in there. And also my family as well, they were a huge part of my life in there. The first time that I remember that I knew I was gonna move to the United States was back in 2016. My mom talked about it in 2015 and years earlier, but I wasn't aware of it. She talked about it and I was like, okay, so we're just gonna go. And I was not aware of the huge change that was gonna come in my life. So when I joined SBU, that was the time that I found friends with similar interests, with a lot of similar experiences, people that came from different countries and didn't speak English either. And when they found SBU, that's when they started learning through a language that it was soccer. And it helped me out so much because I love soccer since I was 6 years old. I've been playing soccer since I was 6 years old. And when I joined SBU Academy, that's when I start picking up little words coming out of my coach's mouth and use it in my vocabulary. And that helped me out so much to also, that helped me out to come out of my comfort zone, especially to make connections and to make me feel more comfortable in that community, because I felt that I was not part of any community before I joined SBU. It was really hard for me to adjust to the change and make connections. They helped me out with the language as well, but the academic side of SBU is actually very helpful, because they challenge you to become better, and especially to those who come from different countries, they actually give you opportunities to get yourself out there in the world, to help you out in different ways, to speak English and be a better person and have a future, have a career goals. Social for Soccer Change, it's an impact, and SBU has had an impact in my life. Thanks to SBU, I found a community, I found a family, I found a place that I could call my second home, a place where I could feel comfortable in, and SBU is opportunities. Here I am for SBU. SBU has shaped me, SBU has changed me, SBU has helped me out to be a better person.
How inspirational was that video? Another round of applause for Ronnie Delgado as we welcome him to the stage. Our alumni honoree for this evening. Congratulations, Ronnie.
Let's go. I was about to cry watching the video, not gonna lie. So. Yellow symbolizes the land. Blue represents the Pacific Ocean and the sky. Red stands for the blood of the men who sacrificed their life for my country's independence. Yes, those are my colors, and this is my flag. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ronnie Delgado, and I was born and raised in a small country in South America, Ecuador. At the age of 3 years old, my dad moved to the United States looking for better opportunities to improve my family's living condition in Ecuador. While he was gone, my mom took the role of being a mom and dad with so much love and patience. During my childhood, I always pretended not to miss him, but from the bottom of my heart, I wanted him to be present. It wasn't easy, but my mom was a role model to keep us going in his absence. The years went by, and at the beginning of 2016, we had plans to move to the United States. However, everything had to be delayed due to an unexpected event that I won't ever forget. On April 16, 2016, a 7.8 earthquake rocked Ecuador, killing almost 700 people, injuring 6,000 others, and an estimated of 35,000 houses were destroyed or badly damaged, leaving more than 100,000 people in need of shelter. During the earthquake, I remember holding my mom in my arms with tears in the middle of the street. We saw houses falling apart. We heard the desperate cry of the people trapped in the rubble, asking for help. We witnessed chaos, everything in slow motion at that moment. The dust raised from the ground, lights went off in the entire country, and we lost signal for the next couple of days. I don't know how I did it, but I managed to take care of my mom at the moment. While we were trying to figure out how, we were trying to find out if my grandma and my brother were okay because they were in a different city. Luckily, my whole family survived the earthquake. And following the event, we as a country started to rebuild together, trying to overcome the pain and sorrow done by the natural disaster. 7 months later, we finally moved to the United States of America. The change filled me up with fear. It was a new place that I had to go home, but it didn't feel like it back then. I spoke no English. I was afraid of talking to people, afraid of being misunderstood or rejected in my community. I had no friends. I felt alone and I was voiceless. But that was me until I found South Bronx United in 2017. I started to learn English through a language that is soccer. I began to feel part of a community in a safe place that is the field. And finally, I started to feel included in a family that we all call South Bronx United. During my participation in South Bronx United, everyone empowered me by giving me confidence and making me feel that I matter. That feeling, I wanted to pass it along to our new generation. I am currently coaching the youngest team in South Bronx United Boys U10. Thank you. I see myself reflected in their faces when I was a child. Some of them are outgoing, others are more reserved. I went through some of the challenges that I can see my players are going through. My goal is to find ways to get them over because I know what it feels like not being able to fly. And I would like to provide that confidence at a young age. So I had no friends and I felt alone and I was voiceless. That was me until I found South Bronx United back in 2017. I started to learn English through a language that is soccer. I began to feel part of a community in a safe place that it was the field. And finally, I started to feel included in a family that we all call South Bronx United. During my participation in SBU, everyone empowered me by giving me confidence and making me feel that I matter. That feeling, I wanted to pass it along to our new generation. I am currently coaching the youngest team in South Bronx United Boys U10. I see myself reflected in their faces when I was a child. Some of them are outgoing, others are more reserved. I went through some challenges that I can see my players are going through. My goal is to find ways to get them over because I know what it feels like not being able to fly. And I would like to provide that confidence at a young age. Giving back to my community allows me to overcome the trauma of the earthquake by creating a positive outcome in someone else's life. Being a coach and mentor is a blessing. I truly believe SBU's mission has had an impact in my life. And I also truly believe that it will have the same impact in our kids. SBU has opened every single door for me. Thanks to SBU academic weekly support, I graduated high school with honors. Thanks to SBU, I am part of the business honors program at Mercy College. Thanks to SBU, I will have my second internship at PwC next summer. Thank you, SBU, for giving me the opportunity to be part of the staff as the offers coordinator of the organization and the coach of the boys U10 on the team. Thank you, SBU, for giving me a voice and putting me out there to face my fears. Today, I look forward to getting my bachelor's degree in public accounting in the fall of 2023 and getting my master's in accounting in the fall of 2024. I would like to thank everyone at SBU for making this organization a safe place for our community. It means the world to me. And before I go, I'd like to recognize the effort my parents have put in me to be the man I am today. I will keep making you guys proud. I promise it. Thank you.
I think that deserves another round of applause, don't you think? What a beautiful example of what South Bronx United does each and every day. Ronnie, you are absolutely inspirational. Congratulations. I promised a giant spotlight, but it's not working. But I'm looking at you, John Lade, chairman of the board of South Bronx United. Come on up to the stage. I hear you have some records to break. You have some records to break. I heard you were going around dropping some bids all over the place. Yeah?
I'm definitely feeling a lucky vibe tonight. I've heard a lot of broken glass.
I heard that was all you. Be careful. Put the drink down. You've been bidding a lot?
I've been looking at some of the jerseys over there actually as we're getting ready for the World Cup.
I'm going to let you go at it, okay?
All right. Appreciate it, Narmi. Thanks so much. So, I've been with the organization now for 6+ years. Been on the board, chair of the board for 3 years now, almost 4. And every year, I watch as this crowd grows and gets better and better, and this night gets better and better. And every year we ask Andrew, we say, how can we do better next year? And every year the team comes together, brings up something that is even better than the year before. And I would say there is no doubt that tonight has been the best benefit that I've ever seen from South Bronx United. So I want to thank all of you, first of all. And I want to point out that Andrew and the team, Steph, have continued to improve the organization year after year after year. For those who've been around, I haven't been around the whole time, but for those of you who have, I know Zach's been here for 10 years at all these benefits, right? For anybody who's been here for all those years, you've seen improvement, improvement, improvement. And that's what you see in the students, improvement, improvement, improvement. And what you're seeing tonight with Ronnie, not just an amazing story, an amazing student, but coming back to the organization, a part of the organization again. The students of South Bronx United, working with South Bronx United, that says more than anything else, right? And I think that's what we need to remember is that Andrew, Steph, the team, all of you, all of us are making the South Bronx, New York City, a better place to be, to live, to raise a family. Thank you.